Today I want to talk about legalism. Legalism kind of literally means lawism. An ism is just an ideology or a way of thinking about a thing. When we're talking about the law in theology, we're talking about God's commands. So think of the do's and the don'ts of the Bible. So legalism is lawism. You probably define it as a focus on human works as relating to God and our salvation. It's kind of like all about drawing boundary lines. Like, this is a line I will not cross. Won't go to this kind of place, or I won't do such and such. Whenever there's a focus on human works and your identity as a Christian is somehow tied up with those good works, that is legalism. And this is where the whole teaching of the distinction between the law and the gospel is especially helpful and vital. And this is where I love being a Lutheran, because we hold on to this very, very closely, that there is a difference between the law and the gospel. Anything in the Bible that requires a human action or thought even is law. The gospel is a different thing. The gospel is distinct from the law. It is not the law. It's another word from God, a totally different message. The gospel is about what God has done. That's the gospel. And those are distinct words. They need to be kept separate. Where legalism comes in is when those two things are mixed together. St. Paul talks about this very directly in Galatians. It's basically what the whole letter to the Galatians is about. He doesn't use the word legalism, but he uses other terms that I think are more helpful to understand it. He uses the terms bondage and freedom. He says to be under the law, or to be under the obligation of you doing something, is bondage. But freedom is what we have in Jesus Christ by faith. That action is what we have faith in. That's all that counts. It's not about what I do. What I do will continue to fail. But here's the thing. The gospel is transformative, which is ironic, because when we look at it according to our reason, we would say, no, the law is the thing that changes you. Getting busy doing this good thing and that good thing and avoiding that bad thing. But that doesn't transform you. That can't change you. No matter how much we do, it will not change us. This is what Jesus says when he says that a bad tree can't bring good fruit. You can't have good fruit off of a bad tree. As a fallen sinner, you will never do a good work. Doesn't matter how hard you try. But the gospel transforms you. And we would look at that and we would think, how is that transforming us? All we're doing is hearing what God did. How does that transform us? It transforms us because it gives us Jesus Christ. Paul says in Ephesians, by grace are you saved through faith, and that's not of yourselves. It's the gift of God. So don't even think faith is a work. That's God's gift to you. And he says, we were created in Jesus Christ unto good works, that God has before ordained that we should walk in them. So the good works we do are the works of Jesus Christ. They're not even ours. They're just handed to us, and we walk in them. So when we're doing these good things, if somebody came up to us and said, well, that's a good thing you did, we no, I didn't do that. That was Jesus. We are joined into the person of Jesus Christ, and also to the work of Jesus Christ. So legalism doesn't get you there. The gospel does. And we are saved by the gospel, by faith in the work of God. That's the word that transforms you into a new being.